Now coming to next lecture, that is interfacing of ADC with 8085, right? Interfacing ADC with 8085, right? Now in previous lecture we have seen interfacing of DAC, nothing but digital to analog converter with 8085 using PPI, nothing but general purpose IO, that is 8255, right? Now in this lecture we will see the interfacing of analog to digital converter, right? ADC is nothing but analog to digital converter with basic microprocessor, that is 8085, right? Now before going to interfacing part, let us see the pin diagram of ADC. Let us see the IC chip of ADC, right? Now DAC is your 16 pin IC, right? DAC is your 16 pin IC. Now if you see the pin diagram here, ADC is of 28 pin IC, right? ADC is of 28 pin IC. Now as the same, now 14 pins are allotted on one side and remaining 14 pins are allotted on other side, right? Now we have seen 4 ICs till now in your syllabus. One is 8085 microprocessor IC, which is a 40 pin IC. After that we have seen basic microcontroller IC, that is 8051, right? After that we have seen DAC IC, which is a 16 pin IC, right? Now after that we have seen 8255 IC, which is also 40 pin IC. Now we are seeing the ADC, analog to digital converter IC. Now this will convert analog signal to digital signal, right? This will convert analog signal to digital signal. Now this is a 28 pin IC, right? Now let us see one by one. Now we have IN3, IN4, IN5, IN6, IN7 and IN2, IN1, IN0, right? Now IN0 to IN7, right? IN0 to IN7. Now these are the pins through which you are providing the analog outputs, right? Analog inputs, right? Through IN0 to IN7, right, you are providing the analog signal, right? Nothing but input to your ADC, nothing but analog signal, right? Now at a time you can't provide 2 inputs at your analog input pins, only one, right? Now among these 8 analog inputs, one particular pin is selected. Either it may be IN0 or IN1 or IN2 or so on up to IN7. Now among these 8 available analog input pins, one particular pin is selected using ABC. You have ABC here, right? Now using ABC, this we call it as channel selection pins, right? Channel selection pins, input channel selection pins, right? Input channel selection pins, right? Now using the different values of ABC, we are selecting a one particular analog input pin, right? Either it may be IN0 or either it may be IN1 or it may be IN2, right? You among the different 8 available analog inputs, one particular analog input pin is selected using this ABC, right? Which we call it as channel selection pins, right? Channel selection pins, right? And next we have D0 to D7, right? D7, D6, D5, D4, D0, and here you have D1, D3, right? D2 is provided here, right? Now D0 to D7, right? D0 to D7 is nothing but these are the pins through which you are providing the, that means output is collected, digital output is collected through D0 to D7 pins, right? Digital output is collected through D0 to D7 pins, right? Now IN3 is your analog input pin and IN4 is also analog input pin, right? And this is analog input, analog input, analog input, right? Now next we have start pin, start of your ADC, right? Start of your ADC, nothing but either the pin number may be 0808 or 0808, right? And next we have end of EOC, right? Now EOC stands for end of conversion, right? EOC stands for end of conversion. Now this states that converting analog signal to digital signal is completed, right? End of conversion, right? Now this particular pin will specify that that analog signal is converted to digital signal, right? And next you have D3 pin, nothing but digital output pin. And next you have output enable. OE is nothing but output enable, nothing but just reading the data, right? Through this pin we are reading the data, OE or RD, both are same, reading the data, right? And next you have clock signal is provided at this pin. And next you have VCC, nothing but plus 5 volts of power supply is provided at this pin. And next you have positive reference voltage, and next you have ground reference, and next you have D1, nothing but digital output, D2 and negative reference voltage D0. This is your least significant digit, and most significant digit will be D7, D0, D4, D5, D6, D7. All these are your digital outputs. And next you have address latch enable, right? Now for particular 0th value, data bus is selected, right? In order to demultiplex address and data, we will use ALU signal. For 0, data bus is selected, and for 1, address bus is selected, right? Now ABC are nothing but input channel selection pins, and these are your analog input signals, right? Analog input pins, right? Now let us see how the analog inputs are selected using ABC values. Now these are the channels, and next we have C, B and A, right? Now when all are 0, right, when A is 0, B is 0, C is 0, analog input pin IN0 is selected, right? Now for 001, IN1 is selected. For 010, IN2 is selected. For 011, IN3 is selected. And for 100, 101, 110 and 111, right? Now for 100, IN4 is selected, right? Now IN5 is selected for 101, and IN6 is selected for 110, and IN7 is selected for 000, right? Now based on the values of channel selection pins, right, based on the values of channel selection pins, nothing but ABC values, a particular analog input pin is selected, right? Among these 8 available analog input pins, only 1 pin is selected using this channel selection pins, right? Now this is about the pin diagram of ADC, right? Now let me briefly explain again. Now ADC is your 28 pin IC, right? ADC is your 28 pin IC whose pin number is 0808 or 0801, right? And the first pin is your IN3. This is your analog input third pin, and IN4 analog input fourth channel, we call it as, and IN5 analog input fifth channel, analog input sixth channel, analog input seventh channel, right? And next we have start, right? Now this indicates starting of your ADC, right? And next we have EOC, right? Next we have EOC. Now same like your EOC, you have SOC also, start of conversion, right? You have SOC also, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? Now same like your EOC, you have SOC signal also, that is here, start of conversion signal, right? Start of conversion signal, right? Start of conversion signal, a start or start of conversion, both are same, right? Now start, here it indicates start of your ADC, nothing but it will just perform its operation, and EOC is nothing but end of conversion. And next we have D3, D0 to D7 are your pins through which the converted digital output is collected, right? Once the analog signal is there, now that is given as input. Now this is converted to digital, and output is collected through D0 to D7 pin, right? Now let me briefly explain again. IN0 to IN7, right? IN0, IN1, IN2, IN3, IN4, IN5, IN6, IN7. These are your analog input channel pins, right? These are your analog input channel pins. Now you have next pin, you have start of conversion. That means ADC will start converting analog signal to digital signal, right? Now next we have EOC, start or start of conversion, both are same, just it is just starting its operation, right? Now EOC indicates end of conversion, right? Now analog signal is, now this particular pin will specify that analog signal is converted to digital signal, right? And next we have D3, D0 to D7 are your pins through which you are collecting the converted digital output, right? D0 to D7 are the pins through which you are collecting the converted digital output, right? And next we have output enable, nothing but just reading the data. Now clock signal is provided at this pin. Next we have VCC plus 5 volts of power supply is provided at this pin. Now this is your positive reference voltage. And next you have ground pin for ground reference, and D1 is nothing but digital output bit, and D2 here have digital output bit. And next you have negative reference voltage D0, D4, D5, D6, D7, which are nothing but these are the pins through which you are collecting the converted digital output, right? And next you have ALE, address latch enable. In order to demultiplex address lines and data lines, we use this ALE. Now ABC are your channel selection pins, right? ABC are your channel selection pins, because based on the values of ABC only a particular analog input channel is selected, right? Now when all are zeros, right, analog input channel 0 is selected. When for 001 analog input first channel is selected. For 010 IN2 is selected, analog input second channel, right? And next we have third channel is selected for 011, fourth channel is selected for 10, and so on. Final channel is selected, IN7 is selected for all ones, right? Now this is the description of ADC. Now let us see the interfacing part of ADC with 8085, right? Now here also you can't interface 8085 directly with your ADC. First 8085 has to interface with 8255, under which mode? IO mapped IO, right? Because you are treating ADC as a IO device, right? You are treating IO device as IO device. We are not treating it as a memory location. That's why you have to interface 8085 with 8255 under IO mapped IO, right? Now let us do that first. Now this is your 8085 microprocessor. Now let us assume this is your 8085 microprocessor, and here you have data bus D0 to D7, right? D0 to D7. Now let us assume this is your 8255, nothing but general purpose IO. 8255, nothing but general purpose IO. Now D0 to D7 of 8085 is connected to D0 to D7 of 8255, right? Now just I am writing and drawing its interfacing part, right? Anyhow you know it, right? And next reset, right? Reset of 8085 is connected to reset of 8255, right? Reset of 8085 is connected to reset of 8255. Now A1 is connected to A0 and A2 is connected to A1, right? And next you have IO slash memory bar, and next you have RD signal, A0 signal, WR bar signal, right? Now IO slash memory bar should be 1 since it is an IO mapped IO. Now read signal should be 0 for reading the data, and A0 is also 0. Now all these are AND gated and connected to RD bar signal, right? Now IO slash memory bar along with A0 and write signal AND gated and connected to WR bar. Now what are the remaining address lines? Under IO mapped IO we are using only 8 address lines, right? Now what are the remaining address lines? We have A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, right? Now all these are the specification. Let these addresses be 0. Now these are AND gated for 0 0, anyhow it will get 0. Now this is connected to chip selection, right? You can use any logic such that the input to your chip selection should be 0, right? Because it is an active low signal, right? Now the memory map under IO mapped IO we have interfaced 8255 with 8085, right? Now this interfacing you have to interface with ADC, right? Now first let me draw its diagram. ADC, right? ADC that is 0808 or 0809, right? 0808 or 0809, right? Now D0 to D7, right? You have D0 to D7 of ADC. Now through which you are collecting the output, right? Through which you are collecting the output. That's why this is collected directly to the port A, right? That's why it is connected directly through the port A lines PA0 to PSL, right? PA0 to PSL, right? And next we have A, B, C channel selection pins, right? Now PC0 you have, right? PC0 you have, PC1 you have, PC2 you have, right? PC0 you have, PC1 you have, PC2 you have, PC0 you have, PC1 you have, and PC2 here. Now PC0 is connected to channel selection A, right? And PC1 is connected to B, and PC2 is connected to C, right? Now we are connecting the PC0 to port C lower lines to the ABC in order to select a particular analog input channel, right? In order to select a particular analog input channel. Now IN0 to IN7, right? Now we are providing the input voltage to this particular, we are providing the input to your ADC through, once a particular analog input channel is selected by this ABC value, we are providing input, right? Now clock signal is provided to it through the pin of clock, right? Through the pin of clock we are providing the clock signal, right? Now end of conversion you have, right? End of conversion you have, and start of ADC, nothing but start of conversion you have. And start of conversion we are providing through PC3, right? And end of conversion, right? Now PC3 you are providing, we are giving signal to ADC in order to start the converting of analog signal to digital signal. Now once that conversion is completed, it will generate the signal to 8255. Now that is connected to PC7, right? That is connected to PC7, right? Now here port A is reading the data. Port A is reading the data. That means port A is input port, right? Port A is input port, and port B we are not using here. Now let us assume it is doing output operation, right? Now port C upper, right? Port C upper we are giving to ABC lines, right? Now port C lower, right? Port C lower is given to ABC, PC0, PC1, PC2, and also end of PC3 is connected to SOC, right? Now port C upper line is PC7, that is converted to EOC, right? EOC, right? Now this is how to, now here A is reading the data, A is input port, right? Now B, now let us assume it is doing some output operation. Now port C lower, PCL I am representing here. Now port C lower, it is writing the data, right? It is passing some information, nothing but writing the data. Now PCL is acting as output port, right? Now PCL is acting here, PC3 also it is providing some information to the ADC in order to start the conversion, right? Now port C upper you have only PC7 line. Now end of conversion signal is generated from ADC to 8255. Now that's why it is called input port, right? Now let us specify the address of control word register, right? Now let us specify the address of control word register. Now what is D7? It is under which mode? IO mode, right? IO mode it is 1, and next it is under mode 0, basic IO mode operation. Here port C is not used as a handshaking signals, right? Now this is under basic mode, that's why D6 and D5 is also 0, right? Now D4, right? D4 will specify the operation of port A, whether it is an input port or output port. Now port A is an input port, it is 1, right? And next port A is an input port, port A is an input port, right? Port A is an input port. Now writing all this together you will get 1 0 0 0, right? Now this will give the address of control word register, that is 98H, right? Now D7 will specify whether it is under bit set or reset mode, right? And next we have D5 and D6 will specify the particular mode, right? And next we have this will specify the input output operation of port A. Since it is an input port, right? Since it is an input port, 1 is represented here, right? Since it is an input port, 1 is represented here. Since it is an input port, 1 is represented here, right? Now D7th bit is your D7th bit is nothing but which will specify bit set or reset mode, right? Now it is an basic IO operation, that's why D7 bit is 1, right? And next it is acting as under mode 0, right? It is acting as under mode 0 because we here port C is used for basic input or output operation. In which mode it will act? Mode 0, right? That's why D5 and D6 is also 0. Now and next D4th bit will specify the input output operation of port A. Now since it is an input port, that's why I have represented it as 1. Now D3 will specify port C upper IO operation of port C upper, right? Port C upper is an input port, right? Because end of conversion signal, it is reading the data nothing but input port, right? That's why it is 1, right? And next we have port C mode selection bit of port B. Now port B is acting as output port, right? Now that is under mode 0, that's why it is 0, right? That's why it is 0, right? And next it will specify, next bit it will specify the input output operation of port B. Now port B is an output port, that's why it is 0, right? And next port C lower input output operation is specified by D0 bit. Now port C lower is acting as output port, that's why it is 0. That like this you have to, they will directly give the address of control word register. Now using that address of control word register, now I am using PC0 here, you can use PB0 also, right? That means PB port B IO lines also, right? It is not mandatory that you have to use only PC0 for channel selection pins and PA port A IO lines for reading the data. It is not mandatory, you can use any IO port, right? Based on the selection of IO port, the address of your control word register will vary, right? Now once if I give the control word register address, you should be able to interface your 8085 with your ADC, right? With your ADC using 8255 under IO mapped IO, right? Now let me briefly explain again, right? Now 8085 should be interfaced with ADC using 8255. You can't interface 8085 directly with your ADC because 8085 doesn't have any IO ports, right? 8085 doesn't have any IO ports, it can't be interfaced directly with your ADC. That's why we are choosing one IO device as a medium in between your 8085 as well as ADC, right? Now first initially 8085 should be interfaced with your 8255 under IO mapped IO, because we are treating IO device as IO device only, because we are not treating this particular IO device as a memory location. Since we are treating IO device as IO device, that's why we have to interface 8085 with 8255 under IO mapped IO, right? Under IO mapped IO, right? You know this interfacing. D0 to D7 data bus of 8085 is connected to data bus of 8255, A1 to A0, A2 to A1. Now IO read operation and IO write operation, reset of 8085 is connected to reset, and the remaining address length is used for chip selection, right? Now this interfacing is under IO mapped IO, right? Now this interfacing you have to again interface with ADC pin diagram, ADC IC, right? Now you have 8 analog input channels, right? Now these channels are selected by channel selection pins ABC, right? Now one of the channel is selected among IN0 to IN7. One of the channel is selected by ABC. Now we are providing input through this analog input channel, and clock signal is connected to clock, right? Now we are interfacing PC0. We are providing some input, right? We are providing some input to this particular CBA, right? We are providing, that means it is writing the data. PC0, PC1, PC2, we are providing some data, nothing but writing the data. That's why PC lower will acting as output port, right? Now start of conversion, this will indicate the conversion of analog signal to digital signal is started. Now end of conversion, right? Now once the signal is converted, now that is read by the 8255 through port A. You can use port B or port C also, but I am using port A here, right? D0 to D7 are the pins through which you are collecting the converted digital output, right? D0 to D7 are the pins through which you are collecting the converted digital output, and this is written, this particular converted digital data is written by the 8255 using port A, right? This particular data is read by the 8255 using port A, right? Now PC7, right? It is not mandatory that PC7 should be converted to USB. You can use any IO line. I am again specifying, you can use any IO line. Now here I have used PC7, right? Which is nothing but port C upper IO line, port C upper IO line. Now this indicates that conversion of analog signal to digital signal is completed. Once that conversion is completed, it will generate a signal to 8255. That means it is reading the data, right? Now once before conversion, before ending the conversion, first it has to start its conversion, right? Starting the conversion, right? Now in order to start its conversion, a particular signal from 8255 has to be generated. Start the conversion of analog signal to digital signal. That means it is writing the data. PC3 is writing the data. That's why PC3, PC0, PC1, PC2 are writing the data to ADC, nothing but output ports, right? Now PC7 and port A are reading the data from ADC. That's why those are called input ports, right? Now based on this values of ABC, now we have defined the address of control word register, right? Now D7 bit will specify whether it is under bit set or reset mode or IO mode. Since it is in IO mode, that is 1, right? Now D5, D6 bits are 0, 0 because all ports, port C, port A and port B are under IO operation, right? Basic IO mode, that's why D5 and D6 are 0, right? Next D4 bit will specify the IO operation of port A. Now port A is reading the data, input operation, right? That's why it is 1, right? And next we have port C upper, right? Next bit will specify the IO operation of port C upper. Now port C upper is reading the data, that's why it is 1, right? And next bit will specify the mode of port B. Now it is under mode 0, that means whether port B is under mode 0 or mode 1. Now from D5, D6 it is mode 0, that's why this will be 0, right? Now next bit will specify the IO operation of port B. Now port B is used for output port, that's why it is 0, right? And next bit will specify the IO operation of port C lower, right? Now port C lower, it is writing the data to ADC, that's why output operation, that's why it is 0, right? Now convert into hexadecimal format, you will get 98H, right? I will give some control word register address. Based on that address, you have to interface your 8085 with ADC using 8255 under IO map IO, right? Now this is how to interface your ADC with 8085 using 8255. In next lecture, we will see interfacing of 8085 with timer, right? With timer or counter, right? In next lecture, we will see how to interface, right? In next lecture, we will see how to interface your 8085 basic microprocessor with the timer or counter, right? Now there ends your third unit. Only one topic is left out. Next lecture we will discuss about that, right? Thank you.